understand.
Even
You guys
She
don't
even
has
just
the
seem to
with
right to
that,
say
understand.
I guess you're not
even with
whatever.
watching the
that,
show,
even with
girl.
that,
I
I
guess you're
Yes,
not
still
watching the
I still
show.
go there
yes,
to vote for her.
yes,
But
yes.
it's not
Yeah,
Yeah.
about
please
being
let's
You
nice.
never
It's
No,
about
voted
being
for
Victoria is
her.
an
objective
No,
and just
angel.
her
We know.
point.
Guys, we agree to allow Norma finish her point, please.
She's not finishing.
Please, Norma, finish
Norma,
now. Let
please
me
round up
see.
your
Yeah,
points in about
the
30 seconds.
the
Thank
point
you.
don't end. You don't end. She's just running around the bush.
She's done, Abby.
Yes, she's done. She should go down, please. Yeah. Who are
Mm-hmm.
the others that talk?
Uh-huh. Norma, if you're done, please tag me in. Bam, I mean. Uh-huh. So my own issue was when AK said that that Victoria that Onyeka instead of Victoria. I swear every time somebody says this, I start to lose brain cells. Like I feel like at this point in time, I have dementia from the amount of brain cells I've lost by hearing that Onyeka instead of Victoria. You know, I have my proof, I have my evidence at the back of my bazooka, and I had to bring it out and toast it and show you people. Um, see, I had to share it because this wannabe Linda EKG posted this video. Well, that her name shall forever be nameless. For wannabe Linda EKG, she went to go and post the videos, and I said, let me look at the video because I watched the fight real time, and then I started hearing people say Onyeka inserted Victoria. Please, if you people, brethren, AK, if you can please take your attention to the video that I shared. It, Onyeka was clearly talking to Cassia. Then Victoria, from nowhere, said, "But you don't mind your business." Please, who called her? Who told her to insert herself in that conversation? Okay, I get Cassia asked you a question. It should have ended there, Shikina. But as Onyeka and Cassia were having their back and forth, why did you have to insert yourself and say, "Oh, but you don't mind your business"? And that is now when Onyeka said, "Parrot color, you had 1 week to speak and not speak." Why are people just intentionally not trying to see how this girl inserted herself in this argument? Like I feel like people just want it to be that Onyeka is obsessed with Victoria to the point that they have to create fake narratives to say that, oh, this girl's obsessed. Victoria, she clearly inserted herself, and I will continue to stand on 10 toes about that girl inserting herself. Please, we need to stop with the lies. This whole that Onyeka is obsessed with Victoria. Please, we need to stop it. We need to stop it. I beg. We need to stop it. Please.
Sorry, Charles, not to even interrupt you. I think 3 times she told her, I'm not talking to
Yes,
you.
she told
Let me
her.
face. I'm not
Yes.
going to face you. Let me face.
So like,
So I don't know
as
why
in,
they are
so where is this
saying
whole
if it's
Sorry,
Onyeka
let me
Cassia
just
that
talk
it's
to
Cassia
Norma.
and
Let me talk
Victoria
to
that
Norma, lover girl to
inserted
lover
them.
girl, please. Guys, Norma, please let me explain something to you about that fight. Why she mentioned Cassia and Victoria, please, is because, and I'm explaining to you nicely now, just because you were nice a little bit. But the reason why she inserted it is because if you look at the house dynamics, it was kind of like everybody in the house were kind of on one team and on one page. But the only two people, even Kelly Ray himself, was not as like you did not see him patching close to Chin with them as much as you saw Cassia. So Kelly Ray was, even though he was, he was going back and forth. Most times when they are eating, when they are talking, you will see Kelly Ray would be with the main house as a whole. Whether he was doing his HOH duties and trying to focus on them, but he was with the main house, either Onyeka or the Mbaduwe twins or Sud, just all of them in one side. So the reason why Onyeka said the reason she blames Vic is because they, now being the outlier in the house, that we are not on the same page with the rest of the housemates, made those DRC people feel like they had an in.
100?
That is the reason why she said is Victoria. It's like this space now all of us are on one page, and then there's one person now that's on the side of AK. Let me like forgive me. Let me say AK is saying something useless now, and then somebody is on his side.
I'm on
But
the
then the
side
rest
of
of
it.
us, but then the rest of us that have sense are like on one side, and then you now that's supposed to have sense and be with us, you're now with AK. So we're like, you know what? It's not even AK I blame. It's you that has sense that is.
AK, why you
VHQ.
dey mute
Which
now?
kind analogy? No, no, no. Like, hey, God.
Which kind of analogy they use now? You don't use another person name.
Eke,
Eh?
allow her finish, I beg.
Sorry.
DHQ,
Not
ride on.
not even. I'm so sorry. Like I just wanted to make it in a way that you want. Okay, not AK, just anybody, just pick anybody. Let's just say on this space, there's a random person that is randomly not having sense, just being rubbish, and then there's somebody that that generally like you rate, and you not see that person that you rate on the side of this person that you genuinely know, like, oh my god, this person also have sense. Why is my why is this girl that I rate on his side? So you will not be like, you know what? It's not even your fault. It's because this person that I rate is on your side. That's why you feel like you have ammo. You have ammunition to say the nonsense that you're saying. So that was where she was coming from. Because if Victoria and Cassia were on one side with the rest of the normal housemates, not the evictees, it would, like, the dynamic would have not been the way where the DRC people felt like they had ammunition to come for anyone. That the way where Victoria and Cassia were there, kind of laughing and felt like they were also egging them on. That was the dynamic. That was how where Onyeka was coming from, where she said, "You know what? It's not even them I blame. It's Victoria and Cassia. If OZ or OC was, you saw them hanging out with Chinwe, she would have definitely involved his name. Even if it was Chizoba, she would have said it's Chizoba I blame for still, making these girls feel as if they are important to be in this house. Because at the end of the day, it's not about isolation, but those guys are evicted. They're not supposed to be in the house. And me as a person, what I would do with those kind of people is I will isolate them. Like, I would not even want to have any communication with them, so that they will also look like a beg. They will look like they're trying so hard. But because Victoria and Cassia were there, it wasn't given that they were trying so hard. It was given they had an in, because they had like an inside party pretty much on their side. So that's where she was coming from with that. So, anyways, I hope that makes
DHP,
sense.
thank you. Make Nanusha finish Twitter 100 because I don't see. I just see 100
Nah,
as they
because she's
talk.
speaking pure
Um,
facts.
Andy. Okay,
Let
go
me
ahead,
finish
Andy.
with
Go
my
ahead, Andy.
soliloquy.
You're not
I
done,
just I
Chels.
just want to make sure I just need
Okay, why are you chasing Oyinka fans away now? What's
I just needed to make sure that brother AK saw the video that showed that Mrs. Slow Motion inserted herself into that fight. So
Chelsea, don't waste your time on AK. Me and AK have had this conversation like
I
five
like I don't
times.
know I like
AK is
Charles,
cooking.
Charles, I
AK
even
is
want to even
cooking.
say something. Do you know that when Cassia sat down and the conversation that she started making, saying that I just want to say that if you are my friend, it had nothing to do with the carrot something.
exactly.
She started talking something different,
And
saying me as a friend. They say who talk parrot, say talk this one, talk this one. You are coming to that and you're saying me as a friend. I won't discuss my friend with, but that's not what we are talking about.
uh-uh.
AK, I will bite
Even the
you.
kind, even the kind, she's even blaming Nelly for being the reason why, her and Onyeka fought. Did you people see the interview?
That thing shocks me. Oh. That thing shocks me. The way
She
she's not
really
turning
blamed
judgment,
Nelly. She said Nelly is the
she
reason.
lying.
I don't know why it's so hard for Auntie Ramota to take accountability for all the things that she has said. Every time someone is telling her, when will you tell somebody something? Instead of somebody telling you something.
So who is Anthony Ramota?
nobody,
Who's
nobody,
Anthony Ramota?
nobody, nobody. Charles, carry on,
Okay,
please.
Andy, please go ahead. Mm. Chels,
Oh,
thank you
are
for your
you? Hey.
But Charles is not done now. You gave Enyoma a lot of time to speak. Habanaeke, waiting happen. Tell us.
Chels, are you not done? Chels is done
I
now.
think Chelsea must be done.
Let me. I'm gonna take a break. Next person can go.
Thank you, Chelsea. Next person,
Okay,
please.
thank you. Andy, go ahead.
So there was someone here who was like, "Oh, Onyeka is obsessed with Victoria." The difference between Onyeka and Victoria is that Onyeka will speak her mind, whether the camera is on her, whether the camera is not on her. But
Thank
then
you.
Bam.
God bless
you
you.
guys just sloth.
We are
You
not,
guys
we are
just
not, we are
sloth.
not, we are not sneaky. We are not sneaky. We are not sneaky over here, please. Thank
Exactly, exactly. And I have proof for it because even Mr. OZ said it. Why are you always looking at the cameras? You guys just sloth does
Yeah.
not have the
Cassia
balls
even
nor
told
the
her. Cassia
audacity.
said it.
Exactly. She's been gossiping about my girl,
This is
but
why I
she's just been
said
very cautious
Sean
about it.
said that Victoria is not like this. I know what I'm saying.
I beg you. I already figured it out. I mean, she did say that she slept with a white old man for money.
An
What
old
did you think it
man.
was?
Yeah, she did. She said it.
So when you guys come here and start claiming that Onyeka is obsessed, you should also check your sloth. Because the last time I checked, when was it on Sunday? She was there with with Auntie Ramuta, talking about saying that, oh, is sweet me die. Now who's evil? Who's obsessed? You talked about my girl speaking about Wanni. Please tell me. I asked you, what did she say about Wanni? You couldn't answer. Oh, she gossips. What did she say about Wanni? Talking about obsession. It's your slut that's obsessed. She's obsessed with that OZ dick, not us.
I'm sure she did.
Guys, please, I would like us to keep the space as civil as possible. There are some things we should refrain from saying and some words we should not use. So please, if we can just avoid those things so we can have a civil conversation. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna be civil.
what
I
about the background
apologize.
sounds?
I
I have to.
apologize.
Andy, please
I
I'm
continue.
sure.
Thank you.
I'm sure if she knows that camera would have captured that her Dubai story, she for no talk am. She no know say camera will capture her.
She spoke
Please,
about a
let's
lot of
leave these
things.
type of topics. Andy, please continue what you were saying.
Anyways, also
AK.
you guys were talking about the part where she said if it was not for for what I call it for the sloth and Auntie Ramuta, she blames them for the fight because Chinwe and what I call it and Ruthie kept on saying, oh, the guy doesn't even want you. The guy doesn't even want you. The guy doesn't even want you. He wants sloth. He wants sloth. This all came down to the fight that they had that sloth inserted herself in. Are you forgetting the part where she came into the fight only to claim that they were fighting for men?
Hmm.
How did the parrot conversation convey into them talking about a man? Now I'm going back to what Tofa said. Your girl likes keeping things in her mind. So are we gonna continue hearing this cow sounds like are we at the
You
farm?
know that sounds reminds me of this. It reminds me of Victoria's mustache. Every time I hear that sound, I'm like, yeah, you know. Sorry.
Anyways, so yeah, as Tofa said, we don't care, bro. You can call us cows or whatever. We don't care because if we start with you guys, it's not gonna be
Please, who is
funny.
doing the cow
It's not gonna be
sound?
funny.
It's in your mouth. It's in your mouth that is doing it. In your mouth. If we start with your
Neoma, her
face,
name is Neoma. It's not
in your mouth,
Ineoma.
whatever.
Guys, please,
I
let's
don't
try and be
care, man.
civil so we don't, you know.
Please, can you stop with the cow this
Yeah,
thing? Because
yeah, Mrs.
if they
Inyama.
start
Inyama, if you know what's
Don't
good
if
for
they
you,
start
Inyama beg. Inyama,
they start
stop.
Enema is just
dragging
like her fave. She's just like her fave. You know, they throw stones and they hide
Don't
their
mind
heads.
Inyama. Don't
That's
mind
what
her.
she's doing
Yeah,
right
yeah,
I
now.
don't
yeah.
throw stone and hide
Don't
my
mind
hands. I'm
That's
Inyama.
what you're
just
doing. That's what you're doing. Why
why
would
are
you
you
be
using
using
all
that
these bad
sound?
words? It's the words
Why would
that
you
you're
be using that
using.
sound? Why would you
Why
be
will you
using
be
that
using all those
sound?
words on somebody?
Okay, Inama, please don't use that
So
sound
let
again.
me just say
Right?
this thing. Like, forget this is Big Brother. This
Wait,
is Big Brother. But you don't.
wait, Inama, Inama. You know I'm on your side, but please don't use that sound. Right? Let me finish. Andy, please
Okay,
round
now
up
why them use
so
you for
that
analogy?
Andy, please round up so that me. I think me Brown wants to speak. She has been making nice sense, so let's hear what she wants to say. But Andy, go ahead.
Hey man,
Miss
don't use that
Nyoma,
word on me.
Miss
Words have been
Nyama,
making noise since.
Miss Nyama or Miss
What's that?
Nyoma, whatever you are too old to be doing what you're doing, bruh. Like you too old. Like you too old.
How old
I
do you
even
think
feel
I
like if
am?
I speak right now, I'll be disrespecting
How
you
old? How old? How old
because
do
you
you think
sound
I
very
am?
old. You sound like you have a family, Sha. Like you sound like you
How
could
old do
be
you
a
think I
mom.
am?
At this
Yeah,
point,
of
it's
course,
giving
I'm a
50.
mom. I'm a
It's
mom,
giving.
7 years
You
married.
see,
7 years
you know how old I
married.
am.
Guys,
You don't want
please
the
That's
kid
let's
to be
my
not
age.
get
disrespecting you.
personal. Let's not go in
Decorum,
this
Two
direction,
please.
kids.
please.
2 kids.
Three,
100K after
three.
tax.
My mom has taught me
You
to
guys,
respect adults.
please.
My mom has taught me to respect adults. So I'll respect you. But you're too old to be doing what you're doing, Mama. You're too old. Too old for that. Anywho's, as I was saying, sloth
You sound like
fans. You'll have
Andy, go ahead. You're mute.
anyways. So what I wanted to say is that when sloth fans comes and say that, oh, Onyeka is the one that's obsessed, they both talk about each other. Do you see how this old woman is not respecting herself? Like you're a mother of 2 kids, bro. Act like
Mother of
it.
two kids. How old
Act
are
like
you?
it.
You keep talking about old. How old are you? Are you 10
I'm
years?
21. I'm 21, bruh.
You're
And I don't
21
have
and so
kids.
forth. What? At 21, I had a kid. I'm married. I was a graduate. What are you?
Ah,
What are you?
Norma, it's
you had a kid at
okay.
21.
You keep talking
Neoma, you
about
don't
you're
sound
old. You're
21,
old.
no.
I pray you never get to that age so that you're able
Neoma,
to
you don't
educate
sound
me.
21, no. You don't sound
I'm not
21.
21. I'm not
Yeah, you're not.
21. I'm 29. I'm
Ah, you're
29.
lying. You're lying. You're decreasing your
I'm
age. You're giving us
29. You want to
football
see
age, bruh.
pictures? You want to see pictures?
Don't send me any
Go
picture,
to
babe.
Instagram. Go to
We know people
Instagram.
like you. You probably lie about your face too.
Having a kid at
Misbehave
21 is not an achievement. I hope you know. It's not.
because
Exactly.
I'm a
Or imagine the
graduate. You see, I
disrespect
did
to
not
my
get
age.
pregnant after. I did not get pregnant after
Ruthie,
marriage.
Ruthie,
I
Ruthie,
got pregnant
Ruthie.
before.
Guys,
You
please,
guys, please, this thing is
please
going
now,
left. I mean,
please,
I'm not. I don't like this kind of
please.
spaces. Please, let's just. Please, can you stop with the cow sound? Please, it's triggering. Even me, it's irritating me. Please stop with the cow sound. Normal or whoever is it that is doing it. It's irritating me. Stop it, please. It's triggering and it's irritating. And you will just make them continue to go at your girl. You can't be because you're calling them cows. And they would insult you too and insult the person you are supporting. It's just a simple reaction to your action. So that is throwing stones and hiding hands. Please, let's just. I mean, I don't used to like all these toxic space. So let's keep it cool and classy, please.
Thank you, Miss Gracie.
Miss Gracie, why did you say it's triggering? Did a cow
No,
use
how it's you
use you
see,
as trigger?
VHQ, it is annoying me.
No,
So
it's
I
very
would
annoying,
understand
please.
when someone would go at
No,
somebody
Miss
that is
Gracie,
doing
Miss
it. It's
Gracie, Miss Gracie.
annoying
This
me.
one is apology to you. It's just to you and VHQ. I only use those sounds. It's not even normal thing. Even when I'm talking to someone and the person is not making sense, I
But you
don't
saw when
move.
she was talking,
I
when she
don't
was going
move.
left.
No,
The
no,
Norma,
no.
if
tone.
you use
It
the
was
sound
Sorry,
why
again,
Norma.
we'll use
while I
another sound on you
no,
too.
no, no,
Sorry,
no. Why
Norma,
I
No,
when
in
she
said
was
Norma, if you
going
use the
left.
sound again, they will call your girl names.
That is
Don't
it.
do
see
that again.
that's
It's
the
not
thing. I
fair.
don't know how you people watch this show. It's like maybe your heart is inside with those people.
But everybody
Just
That's
has
like
for
an
you
everybody
too.
opinion,
party.
and it is
No, no, no,
fine.
no, no.
Is
I
she
just
jollof
and please,
rice?
please,
I
okay,
don't
please.
understand. Abi, she
Before no,
ripe plantain.
before I'm going to mute. But the person that was talking about age, somebody said Ruthie, Ruthie, Ruthie. I only think
It
that is
was
only
because
fair.
you were doing the
No, no,
cow
no. I get.
sound.
It's
It's
only
because
fair. I
you were
just
doing
clear
the
up.
cow sound,
Okay,
and it
that's
will
what I'm saying.
irritate them.
And I've apologized. No, I'm not
When
apologizing to
someone
the
started
person.
insulting, the
Like
co-host
favorite, like
cautioned the person,
No,
and the
no,
person
no, no.
apologized.
So
So
now
let's
that I've
just keep it
apologized,
cool.
no, now that I've apologized, it's only fair. I just clear up one thing. Somebody
No,
said
let her
Ruthie,
finish
Ruthie.
talking now. You
No,
can
I just
come
want to
and clear.
no, this one is
No,
my personal
let's be
thing.
right. Let's
No,
do
somebody
this
somebody
thing.
somebody mentioned associated me with Ruthie, and that's probably getting pregnant early. So I want
Because
to
you guys
clear up
started doing a
something.
back and forth now,
No, no,
and
no.
that
That's why
is.
I
I
said
mean,
it's
I don't
just
used to
one
like all
line.
this kind of
It's just one
space.
Is
line.
that a
It's
reach?
just one
Is
line.
that a reach?
It's just one line. It's just one
oh
line.
God, oh.
Is that a
I got
reach?
married after marriage. I got pregnant after marriage. I graduated before I got married.
Norma, we don't need
So
all these
let's
Sorry,
informations
sorry to
so
now.
interrupt.
stop
Please
saying
It's
the
now.
person
not
that is shouting that
important. We
she's
don't need all this
21. No, the person
information.
that is shouting that she's 21, that she's not even sure. Maybe say
You
whether she
know,
go
man,
make
you
her
leave
first
story,
thing.
leave you
Let's
married.
move
Not be
this
only
thing.
you marry for, yeah, you leave gist. Not be only
Damn.
get picking. I beg, calm down, chill, girl, please.
No, it's
Nioma,
the person that is
You
talking
guys,
about age.
you
Nioma,
Like
don't
you
need to
don't
be
want to
talking
get
about your
old.
personal life here.
Maybe
You
you are not.
I'm
get,
also a
you
graduate,
don't
my
need
engineer.
it.
I'm an
You know, man, you
engineer
don't need it,
graduate.
okay?
So rest.
It be like say
So
you
you're a
new for
graduate
this
and
BBN
you're
street,
talking
so
like this. Why are you talking like this?
Look at
Like
you.
what?
using those bad
Didn't you
words.
come here and start making cow sounds? I beg rest.
No, that's what I'm saying. You were saying the cow sound as if I was
You
talking
are too
to maybe
old to be
somebody you're
doing this. We
supporting.
don't have time for
I
this.
was
Can you
not
please
talking
just
to
mute
somebody
your
that you're
can you please
supporting.
mute
It's a
yourself so we can
normal
finish?
thing.
Can you please mute yourself?
Talking
Please.
about old, 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 old.
Please.
I pray you never get to
You know,
20.
Okay, please let's move on. Right, Andy. Please round up your point. Norma, please. We've heard you. Right, Andy, round up your point so that me Brown can go. Thank you.
Anyways, so what I wanted to say was that the conversation, because I know VHQ was talking about the conversation that where Onyeka said, I blame Auntie Ramuta and Sloth. It was because they kept on saying that what I call it, oh, the man that you want doesn't even want you. He wants sloth. He wants sloth. When she said that I blame them, she meant because of the fight that they had. Obviously, those people came in there to be poking at them, using the information that they saw on Twitter. That's why they came for her. And while they were mentioning all those short skirt conversation, if your girl was so innocent, she would have shut down that whole conversation. But she was there busy laughing like the slut that she is. Do you see now? So when you guys start doing all this, man, you start gaslighting us into believing that my girl is obsessed, as if your fave is not throwing stones and hiding her hands. That's what I don't like here. You're like playing as if your girl's innocent and she's not. And I'm saying my girl's not innocent too. Because guess what? If Onyeka never spoke about that skirt, we wouldn't be here. Your fave would have no storyline. She would have no storyline. She's a furniture, bro. She would have had no storyline. Like I wish I could turn back time so that girl never ever talked about that skirt. Because what would we would have we wouldn't be having this space. Because that's the only storyline you guys feed on. What else does your girl have going on? Nothing. So you should thank Onyeka. In fact, you should give her money cake. She gave your slot the storyline. Thank you.
Sorry, I will just say something to Andy, right? Before, okay, my brown was gone, so that no case can go. Okay, I'm talking from a neutral point of view. I don't support Onyeka. Abi, yeah, I don't support Onyeka. I don't support Victoria. I don't even care for both of them, right? But you saying because the skits gave Victoria a storyline is just cap. You're just being biased, and you're just saying it from the POV of Onyeka. Because why would you say Onyeka? Because skits gave Victoria a storyline. Please now. See, the whole when Victoria came inside, and me, I'm a Sean fan, and Sean is my friend, so I support him. But the old thing that happened when Sean and Victoria came in was the first storyline Victoria had. Right? They felt like Sean was kind of bullying Victoria, and people were talking about it on the space, and that was the first storyline she had. He had nothing to do with Onyeka. So don't say because of scat. The scat thing, regardless of the scare thing, there will still be this triangle, and people will still talk about it because the triangle was already happening, regardless of Ebuka mentioning the skit. So you're just being biased. No case, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody.
You want
What are you saying, BHQ? Um, I just want to like add a few things to some of the things that have been said before. But me, I'm even watching from a neutral side now. But I still like when you come more because coming to watch this season, I was not even feeling it till like week four, week three, week four. And there are some kind of narratives that were flying on the tail, a lot of narratives. If you're being neutral and you just sit down and listen or read everything they've said on Twitter, then sit down and watch the show very well, you get to realize that everything they said Onyeka has been doing, she has been guilty of. These same people, your faves are also doing the same thing. Now, trying to say Yeka is obsessed with Victoria, that's very, very wrong because if you're trying to go that way, definitely your own favorite is also obsessed with her because literally everything you said this person is doing, that's what your favorite is also doing. If it is about the guy, there are sometimes that oh she just want the attention of the guy. Oh, you said Onyeka also desperado. The same thing you guys are saying. That's the same thing your faves are also doing. Let's not even behave as if oh no we cannot see that oh because she's not talking too much oh she's gentle. That does not justify anything. Does she like the guy? Yes. If you say Onyeka like the guy, so yeah. So they both have interest in this guy that you're trying to see. I don't want to know if anybody say, oh, there's nothing there. Onyeka does not give a fuck. Just the same thing. So if you want to insult Onyeka, you're still trying to say the same thing to your fave. And for Cassia, right? Cassia, sorry, up to this moment, I don't even know what Inka's done. So that's just the most surprise part of all this fight that has been happening because I remember when I watched one of the diary session when she said oh, she was not happy because after she supported one ex and the fighting on Yeka because they had this sort of disagreement on the way back to meet Yeka again and she just felt betrayed. And I was like, wait, Why are you always engaged in friendship? Like, why do you want to isolate this person? Because this guy's gonna be coming for you. You just wanted to be in one triangle or the other just to go against her. And she fueled everything between Yinka and Victoria. So you people trying to call Yinka one kind of name, then definitely you're also telling your faith the same thing. They are just doing the same thing. Nobody is perfect than the other. There is nobody. So remember, if you try to call Yinka desperado, your faith is doing the same thing because there's one guy in the picture, there's just one guy in that picture, and your fave is also, like your fave also want that attention from the same person. Let's not behave like, oh, your fave does not want anything. When you say, oh, you people say, oh, it is friendship. When you go to Onyeka, if you want to say friendship, it is even Onyeka and the guys on the Mbadu twins that they are very, very more closer than each other than your fave. So stop the desperado stuff. Stop Onyeka has been obsessed. If not for this show, Onyeka will not be in Victoria level. This is what you people always see all the time, all the time. You people just sit down and just evaluate everybody and say, oh, this person is not in this person category. Like, and I keep on wondering, how do you even know they are not in the same level? Because they are in the same house fighting for 100 million. So I don't understand what you people are trying to say, oh, because you people should just calm down with the way you people push things too far. You people, you've said a lot of things about Yeka. You've said a lot. So and if they say the same thing to your face, stop saying, oh, they are trying to bully her. Oh, Onyeka is always talking about her. When they were fighting, when the DRC girls were fighting the other girls and Mbadwe twins, your fave was there. She was just looking. She did not say anything. And these are her friends. These are people that Cassia and Victoria claims, oh, Yinka, you're talking about your friends. They were the one behaving like, oh, these are our real friends. When these people were saying a lot of terrible things about them, they did not say anything. Then Onyeka was there. She came upstairs and they were fighting again for the second time. And she saw your fave laughing. See, let's stop behaving like we are no humans, right? If me and you were having issues, and I'm fighting somebody and you're there laughing, there's no way I will not explain that. Oh, look at this person, she's laughing, yeah, she's enjoying. So stop behaving like people are not even human beings at all. Like, I don't even understand. There's no way Onyeka will not mention their name that, oh, they are there, they're enjoying what this people is saying. There's no way. So you should stop saying, oh, Onyeka said something. Victoria has been saying something. Casey has been saying something. Onyeka has been saying the same thing. They are all in the same. Anything you want to call Onyeka, you will call your faith. Like, there's no difference between them. Stop saying, oh, one person is wicked. No, your favor is doing the same thing. Tofa also said the same thing that, oh, she will do something and hide her. And these people are in the same house. It is what production want me and you to see. That's what we will see. These people are literally in the same house 24 hours. They know how people move in the house. So stop trying to like paint one person like the bad person and leave the other person. The both of them are desperado. That's the same thing I'll keep on saying. They are pick me's. If you call Onyeka pick me's, call your faith pick me too. Thank you.
Hmm. Thank you, no case. Okay, VHQ then Onyeka Chuku.
Okay. First of all, Miss Grace did not answer that question about. I thought she was going to say when she said, "I want to come to you as a woman." When AK said that stuff, I feel like as a general public, when we watch reality TV show, we will always root for the people that are very calm and collected in their reactions. And me too. I do root for that as well. But the people that are more vocal, they always get the short end of the stick because they kind of put their emotions on his sleeve and we all see what they are thinking. So it's a detriment to them. Me personally, I'm more like Victoria, like when anything happens, you never know what I'm thinking. Even though I'm better than Victoria in a way because with Victoria you can still know what she's thinking because you guys think she's quiet. She does end up talking. She just chooses the people that she talks to. Okay. Now someone like Onyeka now when Ake's made mention of like, oh, she was jealous and she talked about it. I don't know why is jealousy a crime? Like, is it a bad thing that somebody is jealous? That's a normal human reaction. It's like saying, oh, she got angry. It's a normal human reaction. Like if you're in the house like that and you get jealous because maybe for whatever reason, I feel like that's not something that people should drag over because it's a normal human reaction, in my opinion, though. Because like I said, like this show is a reality show. So you're going to be watching it with people that are like living their reality in the house. if it's that she's the kind of person that when she gets jealous, she's loud, and then she comes to the house and becomes quiet, that's when you would say, oh, she's faking her reactions. But she showed you that if I'm jealous, this is how I am. Like, go around. And also, if that whole thing about, oh, if you like him, you can still pursue him, this is the part I want to explain to you. Maybe you've not had like two girls fighting over you. That's why you would not really understand. But like when you're in a situation like that, you don't really want you don't really want to look like the stupid one. That's the thing. The thing is, you never know what this other person is telling the other person. So your mind is always going to be racing, like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Now, it's worse when maybe the other person is kind of like your friend. So now you have this guy that you kind of like, maybe liking you as well, and then you're seeing him maybe setting P with somebody else as your friend. And you're like, you know what, I don't know what's going on there. If I'm talking, and again, you're on reality TV show, so you don't even know what is being shown. So it's like, okay, are they showing the parts where he's telling me stuff, or is it that they're only showing when I'm going to him? Are they showing when he's coming out to me? So you want to be aware that I don't. At the end of the day, nobody wants to look like a fool. So for me personally, I as much as there's some things Onyeka does that I feel like I will never do, what she did in going to ask Victoria, like, hey, do you like this boy? It's something I would definitely 1,000% do. Unapologetically. I will go to the other girl and be like, yo, are you guys having converse? Are you guys like, trying to get together? Like, where's your head at? Like, just to kind of understand what's going on there. So that you can know if you would withdraw from the situation or you would just be like, okay, you guys are just talking as friends, cool, and then you keep it pushing. So it's not as if like she was saying she wouldn't pursue the situation even if Victoria was there. But it was more of like she didn't want to look like an idiot because at the end of the day, there are some things that maybe, what's his name? Ozzy could have been telling Victoria, oh, I don't even like this girl. And she's coming at me. And then he'll be telling Onyeka, oh, I really, really like you. So like I mean, I'm not saying that Ozzy did that, but there have been, I don't know, I watch a lot of reality TV shows. So, I even watched The Bachelor, I watched like in Paradise, all of those things. So, I've been watched dating reality shows where men or women have been kind of stupid to set P. So, I don't think that anything wrong with going to ask. Now, Victoria is saying, no, that I don't like him, he's fine, you guys do what you have to do. I feel like that's not where I would say Onyeka now pushed it too far. After the first two times, just take it like that. Whatever she tells you, you just have to take her at face value. Whether you feel like she likes him or not, it doesn't matter what you feel at this point. You've already asked the person said they don't like you. I mean, they don't like the other person. You just take it like that. But Onyeka felt like she was lying to her, so she just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and obviously that aggravated Victoria because to her she was like, I don't really like you. Why are you coming at me? Why are you trying to impose your feelings on me? So now on Victoria's part, it was now like, girl, you're doing too much. You already asked me and I told you no. So what's all of this? Like it was more of like leave me the fuck alone. Like you're being weird now. So I get her own part. Again, that's a reaction that I would also give to somebody that kept pushing that whole thing. It gets annoying when somebody's asking you the same question every single time. It gets really annoying. So we can't fault Victoria for that. But again, on Onyeka's side now, she's thinking, well, I'm seeing you do things that I would do when I like somebody. So now I'm confused. Do you like him or do you not like him? And what's going on? So that whole thing was just already messy. I wouldn't know if I would say Victoria lied that she didn't like him or protecting her feelings because at the end of the day, she's entitled to do what she had to do. Onyeka should have just taken her word for it and kept it pushing. And then if she wanted to pursue Ozzy or if she felt like, you know what, this thing is too complicated, let me just take myself out of this whole situation. She should have taken herself out and stood on business with that. That's where me I would fault her in. Because me, like I said, I would go ask the person, but if I feel shady moves coming, I feel like something is not right, I would just take myself out of the situation completely and just let it die. That's what I feel like Onyeka should have done. Like if she would have done that, this whole story would have not developed. But because she didn't do that, it now develops to more of like things, her noticing things that Victoria was doing with Ozzy that was indicating that she liked him, which again, this short skirts conversation now came in. I mean, like I said, Onyeka, maybe she's somebody that if she likes a guy, she will obviously change. Most girls here will go and change. If the guy they like is, if they're going out and they will pass by their crush's house, they'll go and change, do makeup, do things they will not want to, they will not normally do just to get attention. So she's feeling like, oh, you're wearing short skirt to get his attention. That's what me, I would do. So for me, I didn't even feel like Onyeka was saying it in a way of like attacking her like you're a gold digger. I feel like I was saying that this is the same shit that me I would do to get a man's attention, kind of thing. And I'm seeing you do it. So it's like girl to girl is giving you like him. And me, I know, and me, I like him. And you're doing what I would do if I like him. So on Victoria's side now, Victoria is like, bro, just because this is what you would do doesn't mean me that is doing it now. That's what I'm doing. Like it was just a whole like mind fuck game in that house. And like in that whole situation, I would not blame any single person there. Everybody had a perfect reaction to what was happening. Whether Victoria was lying, whether Onyeka was pushing to, everybody was doing what their own human reactions was. And this is how it is in real life. The only difference is you will not watch it on TV. You will not be in such close proximity. You might even be seeing them on social media. You might be seeing, subliminals on Instagram story or likes on Twitter, throwing shade, all these little things. Those are the things you'll be seeing. But in a house like that, you obviously will not see all of that. You will see actual like behaviors. And I feel like those behaviors now are extreme to some people. So, anyways, that was that whole thing about her being jealous and stuff like that. Like that whole short skirt conversation really escalated the whole thing to like where it is today. Because even till today, they're still bringing up short skirts. I like it's for me. It's like I
Okay.
don't know. It's
VHQ.
whatever.
Okay. Before Penny Gold goes, yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted to say something on what you said about the jealousy part. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, as you said, it's a normal reaction, and obviously it's a reality TV show, so they're supposed to be real. She's showing her jealousy is understand. I understand that part, right? But why people talk about it and why it's an issue, and this is a personal opinion, is because when these things happen and when she's showing obviously that she's jealous, probably when is Ozzy is giving Victoria attention, it's because when you come to the timeline, Onyeka fans try to defend it, and I'm saying this from my own POV, from what I see, right? Onyeka fans try to defend that she's not like situations where it's be obvious that this girl is just jealous, right? Onyeka fans will say, no, that's not what's happening. And even before she admitted, and that's where me I had a problem. Before Onyeka admitted that she liked Ozzy, that was when she was asking those questions. So you like personally, they would ask you. I think Wanni was asking her, like, "Oh, you like this boy?" She was denying it, but you really want to know if Victoria likes Uzi. So why are you not admitting your own feelings of liking Uzi? So if you already admitted to everyone that okay, I know she's a girl, and it's very hard for you to admit your feelings. Everybody
That's
likes to
where the
fall.
pride comes in now. As a
Wait,
girl, like you try
wait,
to
wait.
like hide
Exactly.
your feelings
I
and
understand
stuff.
that part, but you trying to now because you know you're as a girl, you're proud, you don't want to admit your feelings. Why would you think another girl would not admit her own feelings to you? Because okay, now
Exactly. That's now where me, I personally now had. That's why me, I did not agree with what she did. I felt like that was very hypocritical. But
thank you.
again, that's human. See now, why didn't I
Mm.
don't drag Victoria at all on anybody on the street. It's like when they do human reactions, I see it from both sides,
Mm-hmm,
and I'm like, bro, like when everybody come on here and be like, we are all hypocrites. Yes, that's true. Like as human
mm-hmm.
beings, we are hypocrites. The things you expect other people to do, sometimes you will not even do it. Even
Thank
now, in
you.
space, I'm like, oh, if I like a guy, I will not see anything. I'll be maybe if I go in the house and I like a guy, I will see everything. So it's like you can only just speculate what you would do. You don't know what you would do, and then you now become a hypocrite by association to
Exactly.
those
So
behaviors.
I just want Oyeka fans to see where, because I know they can get very, they should see where other people are coming from. Me as a neutral, when I drag Oyeka for being jealous, another reason, thank God I remembered. For this jealousy part, right? Okay, for me, if
Please,
the
she's
guy
not
has
jealous.
shown, okay, that's how you feel. If the guy has shown, um, to me,
Simply, you're not
if I like
neutral, bruh.
somebody, right? What'd you say? What'd you say, Andy? Let me hear
I
you well.
just feel like,
Talk.
I'm sorry, from my side, you don't sound neutral at all. Like, you literally just fixated on,
I don't
yeah,
sound neutral.
let me tell you why.
Hey, I don't like Victoria.
No,
Oh.
wait,
Me, I
I'll
don't
tell
like
you why.
Victoria
I'll
at
tell
all.
you
He's
why.
a
You
Sean
might
What's
not
with
fan.
like
face?
Victoria.
He's
Hey,
a
me, I
You
don't like
like
You
her,
might
I
Victoria.
like her.
he's a Sean fan.
Wait, can I just explain my
He's
reason?
a
Can I
Sean
please explain my reason? The reason why I'm saying that I feel like you're not being neutral. You're so fixated on Onyeka's emotions and jealousy and whatnot. Like you're so fixated on it. Like you're so fixated on it. Okay, first thing first.
But I don't like
No, wait,
Victoria.
it
I'm
doesn't
speaking
have
from
to
a
be that you like
neutral point
Victoria
of
or not.
view.
It just feels like
Okay,
you don't like Onyeka in some way, or you're just so fixated in everything that she does. Like you depict everything, every inch, everything that she does, you're depicting it as if she's not human like you, first. Secondly, I want to ask, like, after Ebuka addressed the whole skirt thing, did Onyeka not shut down everything? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. Was that conversation
Shut down what
the
exactly?
whole- the whole triangle conversation? She literally came out and she was like, you know what? I like him. It's fine. You guys are throwing everything on top of me. I accept. I take the accountability. She stopped speaking to Ozzy, and that's when she and Victoria went.
It wasn't me that muted though. I don't know who muted. Go ahead.
So now I'm asking, after when Ebuka asked the question about the whole triangle conversation, where everything looked like it was Onyeka's fault, did she continue with the talking of Victoria and Ozzy's triangle? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. Because you guys are so easily, like, you guys only focus and fixate on what happened before Ebuka asked the questions. You see what happened before Ebuka asked about the skate situation.
So Andy, you're telling me if Ibuka didn't ask that question, she'll keep on going with those questions. She's asking
I feel
everybody.
so.
If Ibuka didn't
I
open,
feel like he would have
huh?
continued asking because the Onyeka that I know is
Okay,
very.
so you see why people
Let me
drag
tell
you
you
see why
from
See,
people
and
what
that's
drag that
why,
other
perspective.
point out.
Andy, that's why people get irritated at her. Like, that
She's a
makes sense.
curious person. Onyeka is a natural curious person, whether you guys
No,
want to accept
I
it.
get what
But
you're
then
saying,
they
but
like
she's not
depicting and
everybody's cup of
fixating
tea.
over her, what
See,
she
she's not
does.
everybody's cup of tea. Listen, see, she's not everybody's cup of. Some people, like me, generally, I don't like people asking me question more than once. Like, I get irritated really easily. So I understand when people get irritated by her, like, constant asking. If I like you, I will tolerate it. So that's why I like Onyeka. So I understand and I tolerate her
And
asking
another
questions.
person, I'm an Indian,
Huh? Okay. Congratulations.
Who is
uh,
speaking? I can't
and
see.
and I live with my mom and dad, and
That's nice.
I'm a student.
Me too.
We are all students, please. Carry on, though.
Please go ahead, VHQ.
Yeah, so like that's why you see, like me, like I said, see, I like Onyeka. I really like her. She's my favorite in the house, right? I wouldn't say I like, so I see everybody's side because I also like the rest of the housemates. I try to like reason it from their own point of view, and like I said, I'm very easily irritated. So for people now that are very, they don't have any feelings towards Onyeka, that constant question is like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Like, see, they don't hate Onyeka from like, they just straight up hate her. So her behaviors is like, it's very irritating to some. And then the more the irritation grows, it now becomes like fuck this bitch kind of thing. Like, it becomes more like indifference, like, oh fuck this girl. And then it goes back to irritation. And then it goes to annoyance. Then it now gets to the part where they can't stand her. That's how the behavior progression goes. But we that like Onyeka, we tolerate those. Even the parts that we're irritated at, like when she's doing too much, we're just like, this girl self. In fact, when she comes out, I will slap her. Like you'll be able to just like that likeness you have for her will just make you soft and be like, you know what? Even though I'm irritated as this girl, I still love you.
But
Like you will not, you will give her that
my
grace,
question right
but those
now,
people will not
my
give her
question
that
right now
grace.
is about the skirt conversation because we're still having the skirt conversation. I just want to ask, like, after
Yeah.
Ebuka asked those questions that Sunday, did Onyeka ever dwell on the conversation ever again? If we're being honest. And it
She
was
actually,
after the fight
like,
with her and
initiated the
Cassia where
conversation.
she inserted herself and said they were fighting for men. That's when things took a
She
turn.
went through, yes, and that's another thing. Okay, you when you said that Victoria inserted herself in that fight. If you watch the full fight, Onyeka told her multiple times that she wasn't
Thank
talking to her
you.
to
Thank
leave.
you.
Victoria at some point actually stood by the wall and she called Ben and she started having a discussion about the fight with Ben before the fight even started. She called me and she was like, "But reason it now. If you were my friend, why would I be talking to you about it?" Like she was having these
Thank you.
Imagine,
conversations in the
but
back
no one is talking about it.
before the fight started. So it was like she inserted herself. I don't know why people are saying that
That's what
Onyeka
I'm
inserted.
saying.
No,
I'm
she
saying
Okay,
that you guys dwell.
okay,
AK, I
okay.
want to say it right now. I feel like you guys dwell before Ebuka asked the question. That's why I'm trying to show you guys. There was the Onyeka before Ebuka asked the question, and there was the Onyeka after Ebuka asked the question. After Ebuka asked the question about the triangle, Onyeka literally shut down everything that had to do with the triangle in the conversations. There was a time she
Yeah.
even gave Ozzy the space that he needed, and he was the one that came. He was busy going on a rant. You forgot that part, now did you? He went there
Yeah.
out there and he was busy going on the media rounds on Onyeka's head. And that's when she decided, you know what? Let's both play the game. She went back to become his friend. Now, this thing, the parrot decides to speak. Okay, the parrot caller decides to call out Onyeka but doesn't call out her friend. You don't see the devious part of it now, do you? Because it's not Onyeka, right? Cool. She fights with Cassia. She fights with Cassia. The sloth inserts herself. She inserts herself and makes it everything about the man and brings it back to the skirt story. Now I'm asking again, who's obsessed with who? You guys, you're fixated and depicted and nitpicked the whole thing before Ebuka asked the question, but you'll refuse. You'll refuse to see what happened after Ebuka asked that question. But it's still Onyeka is the one that was jealous. I don't want to lie.
Okay, thank you, Andy. It's not a serious issue for you start calling names, like abusing those girls. It's not that serious. But I understand where you're coming from. I understand that you people can get really agitated, right? But it's not that
No, she wasn't
serious.
really calling names though.
Penny Gold. I was hearing names like
No, no, it's
slots.
not sloth. Although she was using an animal reference, sloth, an animal that is very slow. But I think she should also not do that.
Oh, that's what she
Yeah,
was saying.
she should also
Sloth.
not do that
Are
because
you?
that's also a bit tricky. But yeah,
That's derogatory
yeah,
still.
it's
But
still a
okay,
bit tricky. So she should also not do that. But she was not saying sloth.
okay. Let's move on. Okay. Penny Gold is supposed to speak now. Well, I'll let you, Andy. Just round up your points in 30 seconds so that Penny Gold can speak.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you guys, you are so like I feel like you guys give other people grace, and that's why most Onyeka fans are agitated, and we're always living on edge or always just getting pissed because you guys never give her the grace that you guys give other housemates. Is it because she's loud? Is it because she's out there? Is it because she's just like we understand? She also annoys us at the time, but you guys should also learn to give her grace. She's not the only one. Just because the other one is quiet doesn't make her the innocent one. Like you'll always nitpick whatever she does, like every emotion, every facial expression she does. You're always just obsessed over what she does. It gets annoying to us, her fans too. Do you think we love it every time coming to defend her on spaces and on Twitter? It gets to our mind also. That's all I want to say.
Okay. Penny Gold, go ahead. If you're there, Penny Gold, can you hear me? Penny Gold. Okay. Mimi, you can speak.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. No case, you carried me here, you and HQ. AK, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I came here to correct things that I heard AK saying. I was on the web just trying to fold laundry, and I heard AK's, well, whatever he was saying is what I came to correct. Before I even go into my corrections, let me just explain something. The reason why this season is messed up and Oyenka is collecting 100% of the drag is one, production, two, paid bloggers. Because this season is so boring, people are not watching their screens. People are on Twitter watching what people are posting. And then whatever those paid bloggers edit to the favor of their faves that have already paid them a bag is what people are using as judgments. Because if you ask people specifically when you go into instances, what happened here, you will see that whatever they recount, whatever their memory recalls, you can trace it to one of these two blogs out here on Twitter, mostly Twitter, that has worked against Oyinka. I started off pretty much a very, very good neutral, right? But I was watching the show because I have to co-host this space, so I have to have knowledge about what people are talking about. So I was watching the show. Most of the time I watched the show and people would come and I didn't really give a damn about what people would come and say. For the most part, I would just mute and laugh, or I would be like, it's not that deep. And people would drag me when I would make my own opinions. However, when I called out one thing one of their faves did, they all went crazy. And that's when I realized that, okay, I started looking at blogs, I started looking at posts. I realized that half of the people on spaces don't actually watch this show. They just watch Twitter when they wake up. They watch clips on Twitter. And it never bothered people previous seasons, because I know somebody with someone who is actually not smart will come and say, oh, but we've had bloggers every year. The reason this year is no one is watching the show. 80% of the people are watching Twitter Spaces or clips on Facebook or Instagram, and that's how they are judging whatever happened on the show. So that is why you have people come up here and they can't even recount what happened. They will just give you like a half-assed recount, and they will stand on that half-assed recount. Like they'll be standing on it and arguing with you. That done. Okay. AK, you stated that Victoria had a storyline, that whole nonsense with Sean not talking to her and whatnot. We all know, if you were watching the show, that that storyline expired after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, it was non-existent. You could not see the storyline. You didn't hear of Victoria. I think at that point, I was actually going on spaces shouting for people to come out and arise for Victoria. If you followed me, you will know that I said this, and it's okay. Because at that point, I was neutral. I was doing a lot of nonsense things on spaces. But yes, so even I can acknowledge when Victoria's storyline fell off the wagon. It was week 2 when people moved on. It was week 2 when Sean's camp was trying to get their shit together. So we all know what happened. We watch this show every day. We know when the storyline fell off. Victoria had no storyline. When they are doing Victoria highlights this season, I can assure you, if Big Brother is trying to cheat, they will show you her wager. They will show you the club scene. They will show you Ozzy. They are going to pack all those highlights in and make it look really full and tangible. And people will say, oh, they said she was a furniture, but look at that highlight. But if you look critically, you will understand that it's a lot of nothing. Let's all just be honest here. It will be a lot of nothing, because the major highlights, the reason why her fans fight every day on spaces, is directly tied to Oyinka. Directly tied to Oyinka. That means if Oyinka decides, I am not going to give you the time of the day, we will not remember who Victoria is. We will literally forget. So for her fans that keep saying, why is Oyinka mentioning her name? You should thank her. She's making her very relevant. Without Oyinka mentioning her name, sometimes I don't even remember that Victoria is in that house. And please, people should stop coming here to gaslight us that, oh, she's lonely and whatnot. Oh, she's quiet and whatnot. Please, please, please. Save those tears for your pillows at night. It does not work anymore. It's 2024. We are savages on these streets. We've gone through training already. Please. I get very annoyed when I hear all that sub story. Like, oh, she's so quiet.
Get out of
She's not
here.
hurting anybody. She's so nice. Why are you people looking for this quiet girl's trouble? See, there's a reason why they are vipers. There's a reason why they don't make noise. Go and study snake vipers. They don't make noise, but they give you the hardest thing. So let's not come here and go. Oyenka is a lot of noise. She shouts, she does, she's very expressive. That is Oyenka. That is just what you see is what you get. She does not go past that. It's just her mouth. That is Oyinka. And I want to even, for the fact that that girl has gone through the levels, people have tried to pull her down this season, the paid bloggers, the fact that she's standing in this final just gives me joy. So much joy, because we know that half of the people in week 1, if we had said, oh, Oyinka will be at the finals, knowing how her fan base was scattered, let's declare there are 2 fan bases that had to regroup this season. That is Sean's fan base and that's Oyinka's fan base. They had to do some strong regrouping this season. Oyinka's fan base were able to regroup and not fall off. We cannot say the same for Sean. That is already a plus. This is a girl that people were trying so hard to bring down. That is already a plus. So I want to say to Oyinka's fans, the one that are standing her like 100%, 10 toes down, you people should go and vote. This battle is not over. Like, go and vote. I'm happy that she has people that when she comes out to, she will not feel left out. Because when I was watching the streets of Twitter, Instagram, everywhere, if you did not watch the show, I would hate Oyinka too. I'm not even joking. I would hate her because every time I wake up, I am seeing clips, the clips that have been edited in a very bad to make her really bad. And I'm not excusing all her excesses. She does a lot of things that I would say,
But
okay,
Mimi, sorry, me, in fact, even till now, I still watch on Twitter. But do you think that maybe people just lack, like, maybe people are just very unintelligent? I
Yes,
feel like that's the word because
yes.
even me, I watch on Twitter, but I still
Dumb.
try to go back to see what led up to to led up to something. Because even when I was watching it, I never like even when I was. I mean, now even then, when I liked Onyeka, except for now that I'm more like tweeting more about her. Even then on the space, even now I'm still very much neutral. I just like Monica the most. But even when I used to watch it then, I just never saw anything where I would be like, oh, this is evil, oh, this is even from any of the housemates, to
thank
be
you.
fair. From
No,
any of the
no,
housemates. I
you're
never saw
right.
anything that made me
You're
be
right.
like, this is vile. I was just very confused about some things that she did. And then when I would listen, when I would go back and I would just scroll through her, other people's pages or people that post maybe on TikTok, and I would see the beginning. I'll be like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, this makes sense from my own angle. That's why for me, I don't know why like all this
I
hatred.
think
Like
because they're
if you see me
dumb.
dragging somebody on
They're
space,
dumb.
No,
it's just
see,
because
some
like I
people,
want them to be
HQ,
pained.
some people came with a production team when they started this show. Oyenka didn't have anyone. Like, her team legit had to fire her handler in week 1 or week 2, whatever. So they had to regroup. They had to. You see, I was not standing, but I like Amebo on these streets. So I am in every fan base there, just listening in. While Sean's team were regrouping, Oyenka's team was regrouping at the same time. They both had problems. So you now have to see that some fan base, some teams came in with a production from day one. They were already moving. They are people that day two they had a TikTok group, they had a Twitter group, they had a Facebook group, they had everyone in groups. They were like it was well organized. That is a production. This girl they came with nothing. So I think for me, after watching the show, and I would come on spaces, and for the most part, I indulged a lot of people. They would say a lot of crap, and it did not concern me. But I think when it just started getting like repeated, she didn't even have a voice.
Yeah, I get you because at some point it's like they will come and twist what me. Sometimes when I will not pay attention to the show and then I will come and see some cut clip, I'll be like,
Yes,
ah no, now this is what happened, and they'll
exactly.
be like, oh, you're just a fan. That's why I'm like, no, bro, I just watch the show.
Exactly.
Like this
That's
is
the same
exactly
thing I
this is not
said
what
earlier.
Yeah,
happened.
like that video where Onyeka was trying to tell Victoria, oh, that this alcohol is for 6 people. The way they cut that video made it seem like Onyeka was just being like,
Charles, please, you guys should allow me to
I'm so
finish
And
because
sorry.
then there's
I
the
I'm
need
so
to
second
sorry.
thing
reply.
that AK
I need to
said,
reply. So
and I
please,
I cannot I cannot remember again. Hi God, my train. See when I get I can't remember, but sure, maybe if I remember, I will come back and say it. Because there's a second thing he said when he came back. Okay, I remember now. AK, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to use a scenario to actually explain a point better to you so that you can see clearly from other people's perspective since you are a neutral. So why was Anita crying yesterday, AK? Why was she crying so much?
is that a rhetorical
No, it's
question?
a
Are you
question for
asking
you.
me
It's a
directly?
legit question, actually.
Okay. Why was Anita crying?
Mhm.
Because Tofa left now.
Okay,
Hmm.
so we all know that when Tofa was in the house, Anita did not even understand the depths of her feelings. She probably did not even think she felt that way about Tofa. And I say this to buttress your point about Ozzy. Oyenka could have not thought she liked Ozzy to that level until she saw Victoria in there, until she saw the backlash, before she was able to come to terms with her inner feelings. That's what I want to counter. Because I think when you made your summation, AK, you made it seem like she was aware of her feelings and she was in denial. There are two ways a woman functions. Sometimes when you are hit with something is when you acknowledge that this thing you actually feel it, or you are in denial. So I want you to see that there's another perspective to things. Like I said, I came here to counter what you said because I was listening on the web and I was just like, okay, okay. And it could be because I actually like Oyenka that I am looking for perspectives to counter what you're saying. But I just want to say that there are other formats, just as your own version is she acknowledged her, or she didn't want to acknowledge her feeling and she was questioning Victoria. I can also argue that and say she didn't even know the depth of her feelings until it was thrown in her face as well. So yes, we can have that argument. Like I said, I just came. That's what brought me here, AK, to counter what she was saying. So I'm going to
Okay,
mute, and
fair
then you
enough.
can
Fair
you
enough.
can you can
Yeah. Before Abiola goes, yeah. So when I said for the storyline thing, you said that the main storyline, like after 2 weeks, the Shona and the Vera stuff ended. I'll agree with you. But when I said that the only reason I said the storyline part was because Auntie, she's still here, said the main storyline Victoria had was that scared thing, right? And you saying Victoria Onyeka gave Victoria's storyline. You can also look at it from Victoria's POV. Like since Onyeka's, I think you agree, Onyeka's main storyline on this show is the triangle. Would you agree?
Onyeka
I'm
has
happy to
one of her storylines. You can say that one of her
Storyline
storylines,
is the storyline she's
but
not
but
Sorry,
the
what would you consider a main
but the
storyline? What
reverse
people